Now, it's 2 years ago since the Wanted star Tom Parker lost his life with a brain tumour.
But cancer research for brain tumours receives just 1% of National Health Service funding, and many are campaigning to get that changed and spread awareness.
Well, joining us in the studio is Tom's widow, Kelsey. Good to see you this morning. How odd is it? 2 years is, in some respects, must seem like a long time, and in other senses, no time at all. How is it when we introduce you as his widow? Is that...
It's a horrid word,
it's
isn't
awful.
it?
It's a horrible word, and also I'm 34 and I was widowed at 32. Like, I was no age. I had an 18-month-old baby. And, yeah, like you're saying with the 2 years, it literally feels like yesterday, but then also a lifetime ago that I've actually last saw him. I can't believe it's been...
How long did you know? How long did you know before he died that he had got a brain tumour?
So 18 months.
18 months?
So he fought the brain tumour for 18 months, which
How did it first sort of manifest itself?
He had a seizure.
Right.
He was feeling unwell.
Oh.
Tom was very good at listening to himself. So he was like to me, there's something wrong with me, Kelsey. And I was like, well, if you think that, you need to go to get yourself checked, which he did. And actually, we were awaiting MRI results, and we were on holiday and he had a seizure. And then this was COVID times, so he was on his own. I was pregnant. I was 35 weeks pregnant, and he was in a hospital bed, and they pulled a curtain around and went to him, you've got a brain tumour. And that was
the
it.
MRI had shown that up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's sort of Brain Tumour Awareness Day, isn't it, today? But it's that awful thing with lots of other illnesses or cancers and what have you. They say, right, this is what you've got and this is how we're going to treat it. Now, with brain tumours, that's a much smaller option.
We were shocked. I remember sitting there, obviously heavily pregnant, and I just had these beads of sweat pouring out my head because it was like, he's got the worst type of brain tumour you can possibly have. Basically, a glioblastoma is like the Terminator, they say. Yeah. And they were like, but what we're going to give you is chemo and radio, and if it works, we might give you a little bit more chemo. That was that. And Tom wanted that magic wand. Yeah. But there's no magic wand. It's so underfunded. It's the biggest killer to children and under 40s, adults under 40, but yet it gets 1% of funding.
It's the biggest killer.
Yeah. But yet I have, on this journey that I'm on, I have got parents that I talk to that have lost children. One of my friends, Louise, George was 14 and he died of a glioblastoma. And yesterday, Louise is sending me, about George's bench. I'm like, he shouldn't have a bench. He should be here. So
why is it that it's so underfunded, do you think? And frankly, that we just don't, as members of the public, we don't know much about it.
No, and you have to be in it to know. So I had no clue. Obviously, then when I was in it, I was like, why does it only get 1% of funding? I think maybe our brain protects us so much and... Not a lot goes over the blood-brain barrier. I don't...
Is it also maybe because, I've known several people who've been involved with their partners having a brain tumour. Sometimes it comes on so suddenly, there's hardly a time to take it in. Sometimes it comes out of the blue. And I just wonder whether that's why public awareness isn't so great.
Yeah, but Tom had time. We got Tom time. Really, when he did... pass his nurse. Tom never had a prognosis because Tom was that sort of person. I went, don't give him prognosis. I went, because he's going to be ticking off on the calendar. But actually, when he did pass away, his specialist nurse said to me she would have only given him 3 weeks when she first saw him.
Really?
And we gave him 18 months. But we had to do a lot of funding. I had to do a lot of research. We did a lot of stuff. So the charity that I raise a lot of money for ahead of the game is giving people... support and diets and stuff that the NHS don't give you. They don't talk about it. You go home, you have a booklet and you go home and that's it. You're sent on your way. I had to study, and knowledge is king when you're in something like that.
There will be people who sort of say, you look at these things and go, well, does any of that work? If the NHS isn't pushing that, is that quack medicine? But clearly there must be some evidence to say, actually, these things really can make a difference.
They can make a massive difference.
What did you do that gave him that extra 18 months? We
did everything. If they told me to hop down the street on one leg, I would have done that for Tom. There was no rock that I didn't overturn. We did everything. Even hyperbaric oxygen chamber, getting the oxygen, diet, sugar is not great for you if you have cancer. And we changed his diet. I looked just really into alternative treatments, homeopathy.
How did he take to that?
Tom literally... Do you know what? It's actually quite funny because me and Tom have been together since we was 19 and Tom was the boss and loved research, loved politics, loved everything, loved science. And actually he took the back seat and went... Just everything I said, he'd go, OK, yeah, like, Kels, let's do it. So, but I'm doing this charity football match on Sunday.
Right.
Father's Day, to celebrate Tom and raise awareness because obviously for me I feel like I've been given this platform and I need to raise awareness in today's brain tumour.
If we can't make it to the football match, I was just going to say if we can't get there, how can people at home support you?
They still buy tickets and still because it's all going to ahead of the game and to the charity and you know, just we're making a difference. So if you can't come, please still donate and please still buy a ticket because that money will go to the charity.
Is it? I mean, to see you there with the kids, is it an issue that your life is sort of dominated by this now, or is it a positive focus that actually Tom is still such a big part of what you're doing? You know, my kids are babies still, so their dad is massively important and we still talk about Tom every day and I want to celebrate Tom and what better way on Father's Day than for everyone to come together and celebrate Tom.
It's time you're spending with him. You're spending time with him now because you're talking about it.
Yeah, and also, like, Tom had a platform and he used his platform and he spoke about brain tumours and there needs to be change. He basically has passed the baton on to me and I feel like I need to use my platform to spread... Like, you guys didn't know that, you know, that was the biggest killer.
No.
So it's little things and, you know, I just need to make change and that's what I want people to remember, that we're doing the charity football match. You know, I've got amazing celebrities there. It will be a fantastic family fun day, but ultimately I'm doing it for people that are affected by brain tumours and for Tom.
Yeah, and these things do make a difference, does make a difference.